First two drives by Atlanta's offense were two 75-yard drives. That's long. The defense is gassed. This is just week one, right? Yeah. So I thought this might catch up. This might catch up. But then they made the stops when it mattered, and they held Atlanta to not too many points.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I know both of you have mentioned the first two drives, but they were so critical. When you start off the first game of the season and the opposing team's offense is able to march down the field on you, time-consuming drives, it can be deflating.
Yep.
You know, this defense bowled their necks up when they got down to the red zone, able to hold Atlanta to just field goals there. That's a victory. I think they were able to catch collect themselves, catch their breath, and then from that point on, Jonathan Gannon sort of had a bead on what the Arthur Smith offense was going to do. They weren't going to throw the ball down the field. They tried to establish the run.
Yep.
The Eagles' defensive line completely dominated this game when it comes to stopping the run and taking over in the second half. But those first two drives, to hold Atlanta to field goals, I thought that was critical because you give up 2 touchdowns there. Now you're playing uphill.
Right.
On the road, that crowd can get into the game, and it can be tough sledding for a young offense. I think those 2 stops by the defense allowed the Eagles' offense to sort of get into the game as well.
And Ella, you made a great point, too, about it being long drives and the threat of people getting gassed, right? But what did we see? You talked about all the offensive players we got to hear from. Defensively, we saw a TFL by Patrick Johnson. We saw Sean Bradley getting in there for tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Across all 3 levels, Milton Williams making plays, Ryan Kerrigan out there, Hassan Ridgeway.
You
heard his name time and time again. Seeing a lot of these backups come in and contribute, I think is really, really big for the future of this football team.
Well, another storyline this week, of course, was how this defense was going to adjust. You know, we talked about this being 2 new staffs on either side, and they didn't know what to expect, what they were going to get from a veteran like Matt Ryan. And so in the beginning, it was looking a little like the defense needs to have an answer to Atlanta's run game. Atlanta established the run game really early on, and it looked pretty good. It was working for them. Remember, they don't have Julio anymore. That takes a whole threat away from Matt Ryan. Kyle Pitts, we didn't know what to expect from the rookie. He didn't do too much. He wasn't targeted too often. But the way that the defense responded and had an answer, especially in the second half, I think is a huge credit to Jonathan Gannon and the defense that he's establishing here in Philadelphia, but also the guys from the D-line to the secondary, what they're doing together, and they're just having fun.
That's it.
Yeah, I thought the D-line really took this game over. They decided you're not going to run the football on us. We're going to force you to beat us throwing the ball. And the secondary stepped up today. Calvin really had some catches earlier in that game. And I think I checked stat line. It was the middle of the fourth quarter. He still only had 1 catch after that opening drive of the game. So I like what our secondary was able to do. And then our D-line, they just were able to pin their ears back and get after this Atlanta Falcons offensive line. We knew if the Eagles had one clear-cut advantage coming into this game, it was our D-line going up against that offensive line. The key was to get them in obvious passing situations. And once the Eagles got up by 2 touchdowns, the Falcons couldn't run the ball anymore. And Matt Ryan, who has no mobility, not a lack of mobility, no mobility back there, this Eagles front 4 knew where Matt Ryan would be at, and it was a meeting at the quarterback, man. That front 4, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they reminded me of what I saw in 2017, where they could go, where our D-line was, 8 to 10 deep as far as rotating players, and everybody stayed fresh. That's what I saw out there today, a fresh defensive line.
I think it's a formula. You know, I think in years past you would say, oh, well, you know, it's debilitating for a defense to allow the run to take over, right, offensively. But I think in today's NFL, it's the big plays. It's the explosive plays that get after you, right? So it's tiring for an offense to say, all right, we got to go 14 plays, 15 plays like the Falcons did. All right, go ahead, do it again. Roll the ball out, see if you can do it again, and we're going to stop you from getting into the end zone. That's disheartening from an offensive side as well.
I got to give some love to Alex Singleton, too, right? You didn't hear his name too much today, but wherever the ball is, Alex is somewhere nearby, and I think he brings such an energy to that defense and that linebacker core. I can't wait to see what he does this season.
Yeah, you got to get love to the LBs flying around.
That was for you,
I'm surprised you didn't bring it up first.
Yes, Eric Wilson, I'm not going to point out, could have had a tipped interception today. I saw it, but it's okay. He's normally around the football as well. A great start to the season on the road. All teams, there's only going to be 16 undefeated teams after this week, right? 16 teams to win. It'll be, well, unless there's a tie in there somewhere. More than likely, the Eagles are sitting at the top of the division with a victory. What a great way to start off the 2021 season.
Ella's going to fluff you up by bringing up the linebackers. I want to fluff you up by bringing up the special teams. How about the special teams today? Aaron Siposs putting 4 punts inside the 20. I thought Greg Olson on the broadcast did a great job of pointing out Andre Chachere of when he would have got that illegal touch on the 1-down punt. Just really, really impressive special teams execution across the board.
Yeah, two very good notes right there, friend. That play to point out to the other gunner that's down the field to let him know you need to get the ball first. I can't touch it. Awesome. I've already gone out of bounds. That's a smart football player. And then Siposs, come on, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
4, you said 4 inside the 10?
4 inside the 20.
Wow. That is so beneficial to a defense.
It is.
To know that you're going to have the opposing team's offense pent near their end zone, and you can just get after them.
I mean, a great example was that I talked about the 2-minute drive offensively. That starts with the punt inside the 10, and now they punt it back to the Eagles, and they start from their 50. When you say, like, flip the field, that's like a coaching axiom. That's never – no, that's
the
a
hidden
perfect
yardage.
Example right there.
Yeah, that's the hidden yardage that special teams will do for you. When you down a punt inside the 10 like that, like Frank said.
I have to cut you off. I'm sorry. We have Miles.
Well, judging by the way you just walked in here, this has to feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it feels real good, real good. I love the energy. I love the vibes. I've been talking about it the whole time in the off season, man. I love the chemistry that we got going on, and it just feels like a real family in there. So, real excited.
Miles, you guys went for it twice on roll down, had the 2-point conversion. What do you mean for your coach to show confidence in this offense in those situations?
Oh, that just shows the type of aggressiveness that he has. We're going to play conservative sometimes, but, first game, when we know what type of line that we have, we know we can go get it. So we don't have no problem taking chances.
Is this what you expected, or is this better?
Repeat that one more time.
Is this what you expected, or is this better?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is definitely what I expected, and this is only beginning. Taking it 1 week at a time. Round 1's over. Got the dub on San Fran.
You scored today. What does that mean? What do you tell them if they score Devonta and Kenny Gainwell both?
Oh, I said to both of them, I was like, it's a blessing, man. You get to this moment, you've been working so hard to get to this moment, and then it's finally here. You just got to take advantage of it, man. I'm really happy for Kenny because my first game, I scored and they took it back, which happened to him, but he went and got it back. So I'm real happy for him. And Devonta, too, starting off with the touchdown, too. So.
What was Nick's messaging to you guys, the offense? What was Nick's messaging to you, the offense, in terms of the game plan? What was his plan coming in, and what did he kind of convey?
Really, just try to run the ball down their throat. We have like a RPO, so I mean, there's a lot of different reads that goes in each run play, but every play is a run, to be honest. If anybody don't know, but yeah, just trying to be aggressive and attack the defense as much as we can in different ways possible.
What stood out with Jalen Hurts? What did you see from him? What stood out to you?
Just his will to win. He don't stop. He's running it. He's giving calls, giving checks. He's real locked in, and he's holding everybody to a high standard too. So, and he's field general on the field.
You mentioned the RPO game. How did you think he was reading that today?
I think it was excellent. Obviously, it opened up the run game tremendously for all the running backs, and that's all we can ask for. We've been talking about it the whole offseason. People have been, I'm not going to say that, but our work in practice are very, very intense and fast-paced, so we're really getting a lot of good work in practice. So despite of all the starters not playing a whole lot in preseason, not really a big deal to us. I mean, because of the type of work that we get in practice. So. I think it happened as expected. We could definitely be better. You know what I mean? But like I said, good start, good dub, first week, and we just on the next week.
Miles, Nick said that you've been thinking a long time about what you can say to you guys before your first game. Can you take us to that Saturday night meeting and what kind of speech you learned?
What was the speech? Well, he loves the movie clips. He had a lot of movie clips last night. Just telling us to have fun. and just go out there and play as a family. And, you know, just he's real pumped up. And, yeah, just, you know, stick together. And when you all play as one, I think that was a real team win that right there. And when you all play as one, I don't think nobody can stop us.
Did any movie clips stand out to you?
Who's that?
Did any movie clips stand out to you?
I think, dang, now I'm on the spot. I'll try to remember. I can't remember right now. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a party. It's still a party in there. I'm trying to get back.
For you guys, Miles, to get Nick's first win, what does it mean for you guys?
It's just the beginning. You know, we got 17 games now. Just taking it 1 week at a time. On the San Fran now. Yeah, I mean those guys up there, man. Those are they're vets. That's all I can say, man. With Kelsey, with Brandon Brooks, with Lane, you got Isaac, and then you got Mulata, Money Man. I don't take none of that for granted. I mean, I think we got the best O-line in the NFL, and whenever it's time to line up, they're gonna be ready, no matter what the circumstances. I think, honestly, just because we've been executing on everything else, you know, with the run game, and then with Jalen pulling it, opening up for us, and then we're throwing the ball down the field with completing passes, and we just ran it with them unexpecting it, and it happened to work perfectly.
You saw Penny in the 2-minute drill. Those are obviously high-leverage situations. Him being a rookie would allow him to be out there in those moments.
Repeat that one more time.
Him being a rookie in those high-leverage situations, what allows him to be out there?
I mean, he's able to do it. You know, everybody in our room, between me, him, and Boston, are able to do anything. You know, routes coming out the backfield and the slot, we're all capable of doing it. And he just showed, you know, the most efficient way of doing it in practice. So, and that's just easy to him. You know, like I said, he has the best hands in the RB room to me, in my opinion. And yeah, that's his thing. 2 minutes, that's it. Yes, sir.
All right, that was running back Miles Sanders. He had 15 carries for 74 yards, but I think the other part of that box score we need to take a look at is his 4 catches for 39 yards. We know a huge emphasis from Nick Sirianni through camp was finding a way for these running backs to also be able to catch passes. Miles Sanders did that today.
Yeah, we know Miles is an explosive player. You give him enough touches, eventually he's going to break one big. And you saw that late in the game, the 23-yard run that he had. But here's the thing that I'll point out that I was so much more impressed with Miles today. His blitz pickup.
No question.
Pass protection.
Yep.
As much blitzing as Dean Pease did today, you're going to need to be solid in your protection. And Miles, along with the other backs, even Kenny Gainwell when he was out there, but I noticed Miles several times with big blocks in the middle of that defense. I mean, the middle of that offensive line. Nice job from him. Didn't drop any passes today, caught all the balls thrown to him, ran the ball well, but I was so much more impressed with the way that he blocked in pass protection today.
If you didn't say it, I was going to say it. We talked about it on Eagles game plan this week, right? Yeah. One of the things that this Eagles offense was going to have to do to keep Jalen Hurts clean was make sure that they picked everything up from a blitz pickup standpoint. A number of times on some of those Jalen Hurts scrambles, Miles Sanders was able to pick a guy up.
Yep. Said the locker room, they're having fun. It's a party. He said, on to San Francisco. We're going to head back to Atlanta. We have Devonta Smith at the podium.
How y'all doing today?
First NFL regular season catch, touchdown. How much does that help your confidence as you go kind of in the rest of the series, the rest of the game? Just get that out of you?
It just comes with reps. I mean, just coming to practice every day, getting your reps, getting comfortable with it. When they called the play, I mean, we repped it a lot, and I was comfortable with it.
Describe that feeling, though. I'm sure you've dreamt of it your entire life. Describe the feeling of getting in the end zone, your first NFL game.
Honestly, it really ain't hit me yet, honestly. because it was just like in the moment, just kind of still getting to it. Know I have a task in hand right now, but he ain't hit me yet.
Can you take us through the play there? It looked like you created some separation one-on-one. Just take us through, what's going through the play there.
Just come down to seeing the coverage that we wanted, and then just roll with it and just execute the play.
How hard is it to find the timing on a big play like that?
It comes down to reps. I mean, when you rep it so much, and you just get used to it, and then all the reps that we've done, that's why it's executed good.
At what point in that route did you know?
When I seen it was man, I mean, like I say, we repped it a lot. When I seen it was man, I just knew, just because all the repetition that we did, that it was gonna be that play.
Did Jalen say anything to you in the huddle before that play? Like, do you know in the huddle what the play's called and it's gonna be repeated to you?
Nah, he just called the play.
How long have you guys been waiting to, unleash not only that play, but like the offense in general? I mean, you haven't really seen much during the preseason and everything. This is like how anxious for you guys to kind of show what you guys can do?
I think that was just the whole team just wanting to get out there, get back to it. We've been working hard to get to this point, but we understand it's just round one. Got 16 more, so just getting back out there, getting our feet wet.
Anything surprising in the first game?
No, not at all.
What was the speed of the game? You hear a lot about against the NFL, speed, bigger hits, bigger consequences. Did that take a breath away all that?
I mean, the NFL, I feel like it's slower just because you got time. You go to the huddle every play, to where college, you just on the ball, getting signals and things like that. So it's a little bit slower than college.
That's indicative of the level of college ball that you play.
Say it again.
That's because of the level of college ball that you play that you might be much slower than it was making an adjustment for you.
No, I think it's just college period. Like, everybody goes no huddle. Nobody huddles up. So I think that's just how college is played, and this is just how NFL is played.
What stands out about the way Jalen performed today, the way he led you guys?
I mean, he's a leader. I mean, when things are wrong, he's the guy that's picking everybody up. When things are right, he's the one that's telling us keep pushing. Just him and the offensive line. They're the ones that's going to lead the team, and that's what they did.
How did they say to you after that touchdown?
I mean, that's the whole point of off season, to attack the things that you need to get better at. And I mean, that's what he did. He's been working hard at that, and I mean, I'm proud of him.
What did Jalen say to you, if anything, after the touchdown?
That's just the first one. We got to keep going. Game not over.
You went through 4 straight times at one point on a drive. Were they all designed plays for you as first option?
It was just a play call. That's how it kind of was. Just the personnel we was in.
Do you have a connection with him? It looked like when he was scrambling a couple times, he was looking for you. Do you guys have a connection?
I mean, that's just the scrum rules. No matter what side he'd rolled to, if he'd have rolled to the other side, he'd have done the same thing to the other guy. So that's just something that you just got to get used to. When a quarterback's scrambling, you just got to find somewhere to be.
How was that posting line? What was it like?
I mean, everybody's excited, but we understand. We enjoy this for 24 hours and then move on to next week.
What do you mean for both of you? Kenny Gainwell and touchdowns in your first games as professional players?
Just we've been working. I mean, we came in working, and we understood that it's going to be plays that's going to have to be made by us, and we was ready for it.
Who's the first person you're gonna call, talk to?
I don't know. I usually don't call people after the game. I just let them call me.
Did you keep the game ball when you scored? Did you keep that ball that you scored the game?
They took it from me.
Who took it from you?
I don't know.
Do you know where it is?
Nah.
You gonna look for it?
He'll find me.
That was the rookie wide receiver Devonta Smith at the podium. Ike's laughing over here.
Well, because he's funny without even knowing that he's funny. Right? He's up there like, yeah, they took it from me. They took the ball from me. He didn't know where his first touchdown went. So I love the fact that he doesn't get too high, too low. I'm just sitting there listening to him talk about catching his first touchdown. And it's like, oh, dude, I'm probably going to catch 100 more of these things. Yeah. I've done this before. It's no big deal to me. I like that, though. I like that.
I am trying to envision, though, you after catching your first touchdown.
Oh, dude, you know me.
You would have already had it in the mail.
All right, I know we're having fun, but I have to cut off the fun again. Nick Sirianni at the podium.
Yeah, thanks.
You envision this going better for you as a first-name head coach?
Yeah, offense played good. I thought played really well. Defense played lights out. Special teams. It was a good team win. I felt like the guys played together for each other, with each other. So really pleased with the way we played as a football team.
Nick, you have said that it would be emotional and you didn't know how to foresee this game. Can you describe now what this feels like, having your first NFL win under your belt?
Sure. Yeah. Again, I had to stop before I went out and addressed the team. I had a moment with myself and just. It meant a lot, and so just thought about all the work that got me to this position. And so, again, though, that the team that the guys played together so well, and the offense, the defense, it was just such a complimentary game all the way around. I can't say enough good things about our defense.
I think with the game plan, balls getting out of Jalen's hands pretty quickly, a lot of screens. Was that the plan? A lot of RPOs.
Yeah, we wanted to execute some of that short, controlled passing game but still be able to take the ball down the field, like the deep ball to Zach. And there were some other things that were down the field as well that Atlanta did a good job at taking away and forcing us to throw it underneath. But yeah, we get a coverage that we want, and then we have the ability to go down the field. If not, Jalen did a good job with his reads and taking what the defense gave him.
At what point in the process did you decide you wanted to open the game with the 3 straight screens to Quez? What was the reason behind that?
Well, that was just a look that, again, it was the same thing. That was the look that defense was giving us. That's not necessarily planned to go to him. The defensive look, let it go to him. There's options. I like to give our quarterbacks options on plays and give Jalen options on plays, and you just react off the defense. And so sometimes on run plays that's like that, and then sometimes on pass plays it's like that. So you're built in everywhere around the field, and you're just trying to teach the quarterback where to go with the ball versus different looks, and Jalen did a great job of executing to start the game off with that.
You had very few negative plays in this one. What was the rhythm like from a play call perspective?
Yeah, the ability to be able to get on the ball and run and feel really good about running the football because of who our offensive line was. That's always something that you're like, man, I got to go up and use these guys, use Miles and use the offensive line. So that makes it easier to call the game when you're firing on all cylinders like that. We still had a little bit too many pre-snap penalties that we got to clean up. We have to clean up the things that require no talent. Master the things that require no talent. We had a little bit too many of those, and we got to clean that up.
Hey, Nick, you had said that you've been thinking a long time about what you would tell the guys, before the game, as you're preparing to be a head coach. So what did you tell them on Saturday night? What story did you pull out of your bag?
Well, I'll keep the story. The story's a little embarrassing for me, so I'll keep the story in-house. But the whole message was about having a dog mentality. And dog mentality to us means that no matter what happened on one play, whether it was an interception, whether it was a touchdown, whether it was a minus run, whether it was a 20-yard run, whether it was a sack, no matter what happened, play the next play, be in the moment. Just like in our analogy is just like a dog would when you open up the cage and he goes to hunt. So that was the message. That was the main message, and I felt like we had a good first half. Especially the way we ended the first half. The defense was firing, and that's kind of something the guys were talking about. Like, hey, that first half doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It didn't happen. We're right here. You're in the moment again, and that was my message to the team. And it was good to see them execute it.
Fourth down calls, were they all green lights for you, or were they toss-ups? The 4th and 20, was that maybe closer to a toss-up?
The fourth and what?
I mean, the 4th and
I didn't think we went for a 4th and 20. Yeah, I felt good. I felt good about the calls. We didn't execute it. They were definitely green lights for us to be able to go for it with the field position that we had, the way the defense was playing. And the one you could argue back and forth. I went back and forth with it. But what ended up happening with the way our defense was going, I don't know if the ball was somewhere between the 20 and the 30, I think. We didn't get in on 4th and 2. Our defense got a 3 and out. They gave us the ball back and we scored a touchdown. So we still had that field position. So it makes you feel better about the decision when you don't get it when the defense bails you out like that. Those were green lights for us. I gotta do what my gut says, and it was green light. And I followed it that time, and it just didn't work out.
At the end of the first half, the 2-minute drill that led to the touchdown. What impressed you most about Jalen during that drive?
Yeah, just again the taking what the defense gave them. methodically going down the field, making big throws when he needed to make big throws, checking it down when he needed to check it down, making a run when he needed to make a run, just playing good quarterback play. So to go down and get a touchdown in a 2-minute drill, like sometimes you're thinking, let's go get points. Then you get to a point and you're like, all right, let's go get 7. And when you get 7, you obviously feel really good about it. And Jalen was complete control there. He was in complete control the whole game, played a heck of a football game, and really happy with the way he played.
I know you waited a long time to show, but I know you waited.
Like stuff under wraps a lot during the preseason and preseason games and everything. But like obviously you've seen what Jalen can do and stuff. So, I mean, did you kind of get a sense that you know play this way the way you did today?
Yeah, I mean, when we practice that in the preseason, I've told you guys this, and when you play against another team, I mean, to me that's a game. If you're truly in the business of getting better every single day and improving every single day, then you treat practice like a game. So whether we played 0 plays with the starters in the preseason games, 10 plays, 20 plays, 30 plays, 3 full games, the practices prepared us for it, and that's no different when you get into the season. The practices prepare you for the game. This week we had a great third down day where I thought we were firing all cylinders. It got us ready for today, and we had a great red zone practice, and then we were 3 for 3 today. So, and I thought our run game looked really good. So it's this. What you do in the week, and that's our emphasis to the team and the player. These guys have won a lot of games here, and so they know how to practice, and they know how to get better throughout the season. Where you don't plateau, you continue to get better. And I felt like we got better every day this week. The goal for next week is to get better every day, to put yourself in position to be able to win at home there against San Francisco.
I know you waited. I appreciate this. I know you waited a long time to unveil a lot of your offense today. How much is left behind the scenes?
Yeah, shoot, that was just game 1. I mean, we got a lot more left, so a lot more. I'm sorry. After the game, it's just the excitement of being in the locker room with the guys. One of our first meetings, when we talked about connecting, I said that there's probably not a better feeling. There's not a lot of feelings that are better that when you're in the locker room after the game, celebrating, hugging, doing your handshakes with each other, whatever it is, there's not a better feeling in the world unless you're connected with the people across from you. Like, if we didn't think about connecting every day and we went out and won that game, it would still feel really sweet, and those hugs would still be really cool. But when you really connect with somebody, those hugs mean a little bit more, and those are special moments. And so it was just embracing that special moment that we had in there as a team, and watching the guys celebrate, watching the guys dance, and so that was a good feeling there at the end of the game, and just wanted to let that go as long as possible.
Two rookies scored touchdowns today. What does that mean for the team going forward?
Say that. I'm sorry.
Two rookies scored touchdowns, Devonta and Kenny. What does that mean for the team going forward, and what does it mean for their confidence level as the season goes on?
Yeah, I thought those guys played. I got to look at the tape and see how they played, but they made some good plays. That's for sure. I want to see how consistent they were throughout the game, but to get in the end zone on your first NFL game, that's pretty cool. I thought Jalen made a great throw to Devonta. Zach did a good job of helping Devonta get open on that play if you watch it. And the offensive line, Kenny didn't have to do much on his touchdown. So again, that's just why it's such a great team game. I'm happy for them that they scored, but a lot of the credit goes to, and that's why it's this awesome game, right? If you look at that play, Zach helped Devonta get open. Jalen put a great ball on there. Offensive line got Kenny in there. So happy for them as a rookie, but really happy with the success of the way the offense played, particularly on those couple plays.
Nick, you talk about the connection.
When did you kind of realize that Kenny was ready as a rookie for some of those high leverage situations? You put him in third down, obviously the touchdown. When did you kind of feel, okay, this kid's ready?
Practice, right? Practice, and it's such a great indicator of what you're going to get in the game, and he practices hard. He practices to get better. He has no choice because, you know, the team is demanding that of him. The players on the team are demanding that. We're demanding that of him. And so he's showing us what he can do every day in practice. And so he's a tough kid. When guys are tough and they like football and they really love football and they have talent, those guys reach their potential. And obviously that's only Kenny's first game, but you like those things about him that make you trust him to be able to make some plays in those moments.
Nick, you talk about
I'll answer yours too.
You talk about the connection between the players and you're trying to force connections. So with that note, your handshake with Jalen Hurts, who came up with that and how much practice did that take?
Well, that is my son and I's handshake, to be honest with you. And, you know, as Jalen and I got closer throughout there, I told him that, and I said, hey, this is my son and I's handshake, and we started doing it. We had fun with it. We did it last night before the meetings, and then it was fun to do that in the game. Again, like I said, like when you're in there celebrating with somebody, and you're going through and you're having those emotions mean even more when you're close with that person. So that was fun. That was special. My son doesn't mind. He's just a young boy, so he doesn't mind that we share that handshake. So it's my son, myself, and Jalen's handshake now.
Nick, so the Dallas Goddard touchdown, that was obviously a really tight throw, could have been really dangerous. What does that say about Jalen's accuracy and his confidence with the ball?
Yeah, it was a great play. It was a really good play. It wasn't. Sometimes you don't get what you think you're going to get, and it sure helps when your quarterback can get you out of that situation and make a big time play. So it was a heck of a throw. I look forward to watching it on tape. I couldn't see up the big screen on there, so it's a little hard to see. You guys probably had a good view of it from the big screen. I didn't, but I look forward to seeing it on tape. But it says that, you know, he made a heck of a football play, and he made a lot of those today, and which is why we were in a position to win the game.
All right, thanks, Joe.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Two sacks. Got to feel good, right? 2 sacks start the season. Such a dominating fashion. How does that feel?
Oh, it definitely feels great, especially to come out with the win. Anytime you can have a great game and get the win, it's just a great feeling going back home.
You guys kind of wore them down up the middle throughout the game in the fourth quarter, and just kind of felt it. You guys getting sacks and stuff, and then you know, take guys down. Did you guys kind of feel that as the game was kind of going on, that they were kind of wearing down?
I'm necessarily not saying wearing down, but we knew they was gonna have to drop back and pass, and we really confident with everybody in our room that we could get to the quarterback. So when it came to them downs, you know, everybody was just trying to get there, and I just so happened to be the one that was winning.
First half, they drove into the red zone deep twice. You guys kept them out of the end zone. Is it a different game if they score touchdowns there? The red zone defense, how critical is that?
Most definitely. When you can hold a team out from getting points, it's always going to change the game. Even though they had a long drive to hold them to 3 points, it was a big thing. Like I think they was at the 3-yard line, or they was real close. So that was just a turning point for us. I mean, I think we just started making tackles. We was doing some things wrong. Just somebody here and there just making mistakes. But I guess in the second half, we kind of corrected them mistakes and started coming up and making tackles.
You guys seem to make the adjustment like after their second drive. What did you guys do specifically?
I don't really know schematically, but I guess JG was calling some different things or talking to different people. But like you said, we started making big stops and coming letting our rush get hot.
What did it mean for you personally, Javon, to have 2 sacks, start this year off after a bunch of injuries last year?
I mean, it's definitely great. Last year, I was really just sitting at home. I think they went down to play Washington. I was sitting at home. That was my first time missing the first game ever in my career. So it's just a great feeling to be out there with my teammates, and definitely 2 sacks and getting the win.
After the training camp you had, was there confidence like
kind of a much higher level going into this?
I mean, I've been confident even when I was down last year. I got amazing confidence in myself. So, I mean, I'm just encouraged. I'm really not going to let this game get to me and just really focusing on San Francisco now.
Is this what you expected? 2 more?
I mean, like I said, I always expect great things, but I was more so just happy that we got a great win, and like I said, we just focusing on San Fran now.
Were you watching the offense when you were on the sideline, and what did you think about it?
Man, we was happy just seeing them score points and moving the ball like they did. It was just, a great team victory, seeing them score points and us making great stops and special teams making plays. So it was just a great feeling overall. No, not at all. Just seeing them in some of them joint practices against other teams, I wasn't really surprised because they was really playing good against them teams too. So, I knew we had a good offense.
You know what? It was a great start. It was fun. I felt like the energy was right. Everybody, even when we was in a close game, I just felt like everybody just was on the same page and just wanted to go out there and just have fun together. First time out there together, like Coach say, round 1. And, man, that was a great start.
Brandon, I feel like nobody really knew what to expect with this team because, new coach, quarterback that hasn't played much. Do you think you guys surprised a lot of people today?
I mean, we believed in ourselves, and that's one thing for sure that going into it, we knew that's a box we can check off. Everybody believe in it, and now it's just all about going to do it. I mean, sometimes it ain't pretty, but I think today was a great start. We made some mistakes out there. I felt like we can capitalize on some of them opportunities we had that we kind of let slip away. I know we had a 4th down that I felt we should have got, but it's all good. Like, you know how I go. But I felt like the defense held together. The way we was out there having fun together, even during when they first came out, they was driving down, and we held up in the red zone. And that's one thing we was just talking out there. Hey, y'all, they don't score. They don't score, they don't win. And so I'm just excited because it's only the first round. We got plenty more rounds to go, and so far so good.
Zach said the other day that this is the most fun he's had this summer. How does this rank for you?
Well, I'm happy Zach's still here because, boy, it was all ugly in the beginning. But I'm happy that everything got worked out. I'm happy that he's feeling that energy that we feel, and all we got to do is just stay together. I mean, we know how to handle wins, and hopefully we ain't got to handle too many losses, you know what I'm saying? But I know that the way we played together and the way we stuck in together, I mean, we can build on that.
We saw a lot of 3-4 looks in camp, but we didn't see them in the preseason games, and then we saw them in this game. It seemed like they were running a lot against this. It was just kind of getting used to playing in that scheme.
That's pretty much what it is, man. Like, all this is the first game. This first game action for us. That's why I say we got to get better. Coach just do a good job of not keeping us in the same spot so people can just tee off on us and stuff like that. We just got to get better with our technique. Once we watch the film, then we can figure out what it was that got us, and we just keep going from there. But, yes, we knew that was something that we're going to have to get better with. We knew that, obviously, we love the 4-down look as a defense line, but we know that we got to do both. And so we just gotta continue to keep on going upward and working to get better with that scheme of it.
Brandon, Miles said
about Nick Sirianni that you guys came out kind of convincing in his debut.
I think it's just you want to fight for him because he been the same guy since he got here, and he even joked about the other day about his first time doing the media and how everybody ripped him and how mad he was. But at the same time, he was like, you had to shake it off and come back and do it again. And you got to make sure you had that next play and that dog mentality and know that, you're here for a reason and you can do it and you're going to make mistakes. But it's the ones that can not worry about it and not let that mistake keep you stay in your mind, and I think that for him, we just wanted to go out there and play hard for him because, like I said, he's been the same guy since he got here. There's no fakeness with this team. I think that the energy is real, and man, it's just the sky's the limit for us if we just keep at it.
When did he reference that opening press conference? Was that part of his speech Saturday night?
I mean, he's been saying it for a minute, but yeah, it was part of it this week, just during the week.
Miles said that it was a party in the locker room right now. Describe the atmosphere.
I mean, first game out for Coach, everybody don't know what to expect, and now you got a building. Now you can see a little bit of what we've been working so hard for, and you see why he did what he did with us, holding us off for a little bit, so we can fly around on game day. And I think that Coach just wanted us to go out there. He just wanted to get a W, but he wanted to make sure that we took care of the little things, the stuff that kind of go by the wayside. Make sure that we go out there as a team, and we gonna finish as a team. Whatever the score is, we gonna stay together. And I mean, I like what's going on, and we just gotta keep on believing in it and keep working hard to get better.
On the sideline, you're obviously worried about the next defensive series, but did you have a chance to take a peek at what Jalen and the offense were doing?
Oh yeah, you rooting those guys on. You wanna stay in the game, and I think that seeing those guys make plays. Man, that boy got some receivers out there that I'm excited about. I mean, obviously you've seen 6 score his first time touchdown of many, and I think it was good to see Jalen, both Jalens, do good, especially not knowing what to expect. But I know them boys confident in each other, and it's only gonna get better with the O-line that we got right there. Everybody healthy, man. We gonna be able to handle everything this year if we just stay healthy and stay together.
Thanks, guys. Miles Sanders called you the money man. Let's talk about the extension and.
I mean, obviously it's an incredible feat. I'm extremely blessed to have gotten that extension, and like I said before, my Eagles video, I'm incredibly happy to keep representing the city and this team and organization and everything that it stands for. It gives me an opportunity to represent my family, my country, and my people.
What was the offensive line's reaction to team?
They all had a similar reaction. Everyone called me big money. I told them don't call me that. I'm just trying to take it day by day, and still have the same process. Keep getting better every day, 1% better. I strongly believe in that, and so that's the same attitude I'm going to keep going with, regardless of how I'm getting paid. But that's just me.
How about Stout?
I talked to Stout. No, I'm about to talk to Stout tomorrow. I did have a chance to say quick thanks, but we both shut it down just because we wanted to focus on the game. There are already enough people, constantly reminding me, of the contract situation. But for me, I was putting it on hold just because I wanted to focus on the game. Oh, mate, I've been wanting to buy my parents a house, and so I can finally do that.
Contract, was it something that came up quickly, or was it kind of in the negotiation stages?
Yeah, I think it kind of came quickly. We didn't really. I didn't really want to know anything about it till they had something concrete, with my agents, and so once they came back with an offer, it was kind of like just happened so fast. Just because I wanted to focus on me and focus on the game and on the week, and my agents knew that, and so Thursday came around, and they had something, and by Friday, we agreed, and Saturday was the signing. So.
Have you thought about that in the perspective of things? Like, I remember when you came here and you told us all, you literally never played it down to football.
Yeah.
And here you are signing a $64 million contract. That's the stuff of movies.
Yeah, I think it is a movie. I'm just waiting for somebody to say cut, and then, all the lights come down. I'm like, oh, wow. But until then, I'm going to just keep doing my process. You guys know it from Philly. to 1% better every day, and just keep learning from my mistakes. Obviously today wasn't a clean game, but we're going to watch the tape and learn from it. I was just doing my job. I'd had that play early in the week, and the timing wasn't right. And so when we called the play out in the huddle, I knew what I had to correct. And so as you can. Can you say that again? Your eyes light up when you get an opportunity there? Yeah, I mean, focus. It's a process. Even every play. So. The timing had to be perfect, and for me was just knowing the snap count first, and then knowing the timing on the screen, and then just beelining it and bury someone if you get the opportunity. All right. So, thanks guys.
That first series, you go 4-4, you pick up a first down on the run. How good did that feel to kind of start off as fast as you guys did and score that touchdown?
I think, just a little recap for me. I think it's good to win opening day, opening week for us. All the hard work we put in, all the different changes we've endured and had to overcome and persevere through, new coaching, new values as a football team, and buying into it and coming out here week one and starting off the right way. I think that's good. And started off well.
You look very comfortable in the game plan as you were practicing this past week, going over Nick. At what point did you feel like, okay, I'm very comfortable on this is going to work?
We chop at the bit every day. I always say Rennes do every day, but I want to take a step in preparing, my preparation and learning, and understanding our plan of attack and what we want to do, and everybody being on the same page. And that's something I think we need to be consistent with moving forward to be the team that we want to be.
Can you take us through the sequence at the goal line there at the end of the first half? You had the touchdown pass to Gainwell that you thought was, and that gets called off next play. You throw the 9-yard pass to Goddard.
Yes, it's a situation, man. We talk about it. It's hidden yardage and hidden points, right? And we could have double dipped there. We didn't come out in the second half and score like we wanted to, but. It was good to get it in. We found a way in that situation. We found a way, and that's good to see.
Just able to shake off that overturn of the initial touchdown. What's going through your mind at that point? It's 9 seconds left in the half, I guess, when the play started. But
9 seconds left in that situation. Think about, do you want to scramble around? Do you want to make a play? It was a situation where a play was made. Dallas caught the ball, I threw it. And it's good. I'm happy we scored. We got to come out if we had the ball in the second half. We want to score though when we get the ball back.
First touchdown, Devonta said that he knew it was a touchdown when it was made coverage. Can you walk us through what happened on that play?
Well, I appreciate the confidence he has and shows to say that. That's a testament to the hard work and what we put in and all the effort we put into what we do. But it's something we worked on and got the look we wanted, and we hit it. Happy we hit it. Got his first catch was a touchdown, I think. So, I go times.
Nick Sirianni said that he gave you a lot of control at the line of scrimmage, referencing that the 3 straight hits to Watkins to open it up. To have that kind of control, is that something that you feel like you thrive with?
It's not a thing about control. It's a thing of me going out there and doing what I'm coached to do. We prepare. We hit it every day. I go out there. I always talk about executing. I want to execute at a high level, whatever that is. Running the ball, throwing the ball, alignment things, situation things. I just want to execute at a high level. So we go through it. We're on the same page. We prepare together. We do all these things together. We try and be on the same page when we go about our business.
But how much easier is it to execute when you have play calls that fit your skill set and fit what you want to accomplish in the moment?
I really don't know what the skill set question is. Whatever it is, I just want to execute it. I feel like we just want to execute whatever it is.
When Nick talks about the dog mentality, what does that mean to you? And how does that come from your game?
It means so what, not what. Simply so what, not what. All right. Every play has to be played independently, meaning, never get too high, never get too low in the midst of all things, and keep going. Last play is over, good or bad. How are we going to respond to the next play? How are we going to attack the next play? So I think it's a good start for us with the dog mentality, and we just want to be consistent. A lot of things we need to clean up, a lot of things I need to clean up, but go back to work, enjoy it for 24 hours, and we'll be back working.
You talked a lot, you talked a lot about you just played with your offensive line, and the fact that you had no turnovers, offensive line, seemed to keep you clean for the most part.
You don't turn the ball over. You win a turnover battle. That's a big thing. That usually, I think it's like a 74% chance, 72% chance you win the game if you don't turn the ball over. So good that we didn't do that. Can't turn it over on downs. We want to execute and do a better job of that when we have our opportunity to do it if we're going to play aggressive. So it all comes down to a few things, right? It comes down to connecting, being on the same page. We talk about that. It comes down to executing and knowing what we're supposed to do, being on the same page to execute at a high level. And it's just we want to do that on a consistent basis. So.
You talked a lot about preparation and stuff all summer and everything. So based on that, how good did it feel to finally be able to unleash that today? Did you kind of think it would go the way it did?
I don't know your question, but I'm gonna answer it. We prepare. We prepare with the intent to go out there and play our best ball. Every time we touch the field, that's what we work for. This is what we do. So, just having the right focus in practice, and I think practice went well. I think practice was intentional in how we sought after it and how we went about it every day. So, I'm happy to end the week with a win.
Did you feel like you had something to prove tonight?
Just wanted to win the football game for my team. Thank you.
All right, we heard from a handful of players, head coach Nick Sirianni, as the Nick Sirianni era has officially begun. Fellas, what did you think of some of the things we heard from the players? I think it's interesting when we hear from Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith around the same time. They're wired pretty similar. It's like they were cut from the same Nick Saban cloth, if you will.
Yeah, I got a little bit of that cloth too, in me, except that on the other side of the ball, I'm a little more exciting than these two guys are. But I like their temperament and their personality because that's going to rub off on the rest of these guys. They're young right now, so they defer to the Jason Kelce's and the Brandon Brooks and the Lane Johnsons of the world. But eventually, these guys will be the leader of the team, and these are the type of mindsets and temperaments you want to be the dominant force in your locker room. Listening to all these guys, including Coach Sirianni after the game, they're obviously excited and happy they got their first win. But to a man, each one of them said it's just one. It's just the first game. 24 hours to enjoy it, and then we get back to work to get ready for next week. So with that type of mentality, that's going to carry you a long way. You got to keep the highs here and the lows here. You see, that's even kill. You see that, Fran? That's even kill.
I'm not used to you even kill, so allow me to adjust here.
Well, I'm trying to take after Jalen and Devonta Smith a little bit. They don't want me even kill on this show.
I don't want you to even kill on this show. To me, just listening to these press conferences, and look, it's like you said, they're coming off their first win. Everybody's excited, but you kind of get that sense that this team all kind of vibes well together, right? It's a lot of really good things being said, both on and off the field about this team and how they're all gelling together. They're strong at both lines of scrimmage. They've got speed at the skill positions on offense. You got a defense that's flying around trying to create turnovers, and it's a team that really seems to care about each other. That's a really good recipe. It's one game, but I'm excited about what direction this team's heading.
All right, let's dig into some X's and O's, shall we? Earlier this afternoon, Fran was able to break down a big play from the game, so let's head to his Ricoh review.
All right, so for the Ricoh review, we really can't start anywhere else but with Devonta Smith's first touchdown as an Eagle. It happened on the opening drive. If you're an Eagles fan, you love the season starting with the way that they did, getting the ball into the paint. Let's see how it all happened. What you see here pre-snap, you've got a lot of white jerseys down on the line of scrimmage. A pressure look here from the Falcons on third down, the first third down of the game for this Eagles offense. Now, across the board, when you've got that pressure look, it has a look of man-to-man coverage for Jalen Hurts with a single high safety. So you have an idea that there's going to be a blitz with man coverage behind it. So now the Eagles have a great play call to attack this coverage. And all they're going to have is Devonta Smith working down the field on a slot fade. The reason why you like this running from the slot is that now he gives Jalen Hurts plenty of room. There's lots of real estate to drop this ball in. If Devonta Smith runs this from outside the numbers and works down the field, a lot less real estate for him to be able to drop that in, right, with a corner right on his hip. So you're going to have Devonta Smith running the slot fade. And the other important aspect to this is you're going to create a little natural rub here with Zach Ertz working inside and setting up on a little bit of a ball route, a little snag route here from Zach Ertz. So we're going to let this run for a sec, and it's really important for Zach Ertz here to not be called for a pick here, not be called for offensive pass interference. He has a right to this grass. He does a nice job of getting his eyes back to the quarterback, and then the angle that Devonta Smith takes running right off of Zach's hip, that creates some separation from the corner, number 22, and we can let this roll. You can see the throw from Jalen Hurts. Again, plenty of space, lots of real estate out there for him to drop this throw in to Devonta Smith. The Eagles go up 7-3. Great start for this Eagles offense early in this game.
Now is your chance to vote for the Toyota Player of the Week. Go to PhiladelphiaEagles.com/Toyota Player of the Week to cast your vote and get a chance at a brand new Toyota. This week, the three nominees for the Toyota Player of the Week are Javon Hargrave, Jalen Hurts, and Devonta Smith. There's Javon Hargrave. Him and the D-line got after it, eating it up this week against the Atlanta offensive line. There he is, having some fun. Look at the boys go. Jalen Hurts, he's next up for this week's nominee for Toyota Player of the Week. He went 27 for 35, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, and played a pretty clean game. Look at him using those feet. There he is. Got him. Dallas Goedert in the end zone. Nice and settled. Tosses it up. There he is, Devonta Smith. Speaking of the rookie, he's nominee number 3 this week. 6 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown himself. There you have it, guys. 3 nominees, Toyota Player of the Week. What do we think?
Oh, I only heard one name, Jalen Hurts. That's all I heard was Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I mean, nice job from Devonta Smith in his rookie debut. First catch, 4 touchdown. Wish he had gotten that ball. Hope they find a way to get it to him. And then Javon Hargrave, the big free agent signing from last year. Nice to see him come out first game. It was a party at the quarterback, and he was leading it. 2 sacks for him. But this game was about Jalen Hurts, man. This is about Jalen Hurts.
If you watched Eagles game plan this week, if you listened to the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast, if you watched the kickoff show before the game, we talked about how big of a test this would be for Jalen Hurts. To me, he passed that big test with flying colors.
Yep.
Love it. Well, on to week 2, right?
That's it.
We're going to look at week 2 on the Jameson Nightcap. The Philadelphia Eagles will be hosting the San Francisco 49ers here at Lincoln Financial Field next Sunday at 1 o'clock. This week, San Francisco defeated Detroit 41-33. Let's not forget last year, San Fran finished 6-10. Not too hot coming off of that Super Bowl year. And there we go again with that big win over Detroit this week. Guys, what do we think about next week?
Looks like San Francisco's defense is struggling a little bit. Detroit was able to put some points up on them, 33 today. So it looks like the Eagles' offense will have some opportunities to make some plays. San Francisco playing in back-to-back road games. Played in Detroit this afternoon, have to come back out here to the East Coast to play next week in a 1 o'clock game. I like the Eagles in this one.
Home opener. The only thing is you have to make sure that, remember week 2 last year, Eagles played the LA Rams. Very similar offense.
True, yeah.
A lot of struggles, right, with all the different eye candy. It's a new defensive scheme with a lot of the same issues that offense can present. So the Eagles will have another big mental test here this week.
Well, let's see if the Eagles can keep things rolling. That's it for us here at the NovaCare Complex for the Postgame Show presented by Ricoh. I'm Gabriella DiGiovanni, and for Fran Duffy and Ike Reese, we'll see you next week.